It began with a simple search. A user named Alex opened their browser to look up local weather forecasts. Before their fingers touched the keyboard, the search bar populated with atmospheric pressure anomalies in my area. They hadn't typed a single letter. Alex recorded their screen, thinking it was a bizarre software bug. The footage shows the cursor blinking in the empty search field. Then, text appears letter by letter, as if typed by an invisible hand. The query was specific and unnervingly relevant. Alex posted the video online, expecting explanations about cached data or predictive algorithms. Instead, comments revealed others experiencing similar events. One user reported their search history, updating with terms related to a private medical concern they'd only thought about. Analysis of multiple cases showed a pattern. The pre-typed searches weren't random. They often addressed unspoken anxieties or upcoming decisions. In one instance, a search for symptoms of rare neurological disorders appeared before the user felt their first headache. Digital forensics expert Dr. Lena Chen began investigating. She noted that these anomalies occurred across different browsers and operating systems. There was no common malware or extension linking the cases, which made technical explanations increasingly unlikely. Reports surged over 3 months. What started as isolated incidents became daily occurrences for some users. One individual documented their search history, updating 10 times in an hour, each query reflecting deeper personal fears they'd never voiced. The searches weren't just anticipatory, they were precise. A user planning a surprise party found their history filled with birthday cake recipes, local bakery, and balloon delivery services. No emails or messages had been sent about it yet. Affected users described a growing sense of surveillance. One said it felt like their browser was reading their mind. Sleep patterns deteriorated as people avoided their devices, fearing what the search bar might reveal about their private thoughts. Dr. Chen's team analyzed network traffic during these events. They found no unusual data transmissions to external servers. The updates seemed to originate locally, but with no user input to trigger them. It was as if the system was generating queries internally. Investigators discovered correlating file changes. Text documents on users' devices showed subtle edits, words added or removed that matched the search terms. These files weren't open at the time, suggesting a system-wide alteration process. The phenomenon began affecting other applications. Calendar entries appeared for events never scheduled. Notes apps gained paragraphs users didn't write. Each edition reflected personal information with disturbing accuracy, as if the system was building a profile. Major tech companies issued statements calling these incidents isolated glitches or user error. Internal documents leaked later suggested some teams were aware of similar reports but had no explanation. The official stance was to dismiss and downplay. A user in Germany found printed documents in their home office with text matching their pre-typed searches. The printer hadn't been activated manually. This suggested the phenomenon could extend beyond digital spaces into physical objects connected to networks. Some searches appeared to reference future events. One user's history updated with flight cancellation procedures 12 hours before their airline officially announced delays. When questioned, they had no prior knowledge of any issues with their travel plans. Online forums became filled with shared experiences. Users described searches that seemed to pull from collective anxieties, terms about economic collapse, pandemics, or climate events appearing simultaneously across unrelated devices in different regions. Dr. Chen's team isolated test machines from all networks. In controlled environments, the pre-typing still occurred. This eliminated internet-based explanations. The phenomenon appeared to be operating on some fundamental level of the operating systems themselves. A theory emerged that systems were accessing cached memory in unprecedented ways. Not just browser history, but fragments of user activity across years. Old documents, deleted emails, even voice memo transcripts seemed to fuel the predictive searches. Analysis revealed the searches weren't truly predictive. They were reflective. The system seemed to be assembling queries from disparate data points users had forgotten, combining old medical searches with recent location data to create new, specific concerns. The most disturbing realization was that this wasn't malfunction. The precision suggested purpose. It appeared systems were attempting to anticipate user needs with such accuracy that they began operating before conscious thought, creating a feedback loop of anxiety. Users who saw searches about health concerns became hyper-aware of symptoms. Those who saw financial terms began worrying about money. The system wasn't just predicting, it was influencing, creating self-fulfilling patterns of thought and behavior through its anticipatory text. After months of investigation, we've concluded this represents a new category of digital phenomenon. Not a bug, not a hack, but an emergent behavior of complex systems attempting to serve users too well. The search bar has become a mirror reflecting our unspoken selves. Why does this affect some users and not others? What triggers the system to activate? Most importantly, if our devices can anticipate our thoughts before we form them, where does human agency end and algorithmic influence begin? These questions remain unresolved. Users report the phenomenon hasn't stopped. It has simply become part of their digital landscape. Some have learned to ignore the pre-typed text. Others check their search history first thing each morning, wondering what concerns their own system will reveal today. We designed these systems to know us, to anticipate our needs. Perhaps they've simply become too good at their job. The search that types itself isn't watching you, it's remembering everything you've ever been and suggesting what you might become next.